What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we are going to sit back down and jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Shadowland event. This was an event that Marvel did back in 2010 that was all about Daredevil, where he decided to join the Hand and hoping to turn the Hand into a good force of people, except he was infected by a demonic being that the Hand used to get their powers, known as the Beast. With all of that being said, you have Matt Murdock take over Hell's Kitchen and turn it into a place known as Shadowland. Now, today, or in this video right here, we're going to cover Shadowland Moon Knight. This book right here, the first issue of 3, is a way to bring in Moon Knight into this whole event. And let me tell you right now, this first issue may be great, but wait for the video where we cover the second and third one, because that video is going to show you how bonkers this mini-series went in this whole event. But I do hope you enjoy Shadowland Moon Knight. Here we go. So at the opening of this book, we pick up with some random couple who are thinking that they're about to move into their new house, except they come to find out someone has bought the house from them and there is no way they can pay more for the house. The question is, who bought the house? We come to find out it was Moon Knight who bought the house, and he is out on a mission right now taking care of some thugs. Now, when it comes to the character Moon Knight, the only reason why he became Moon Knight was because he was a mercenary who found a temple that was the home to the moon god Khonshu, who would choose his human avatar to do his bidding, which of course he chose Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight. But with these opening pages, it kind of seems that Moon Knight is not working for Khonshu anymore, that he is kind of just your regular day hero in New York. Ever since he has given up working for Khonshu, he makes it seem that life has been going well for him. Then we pick up with the profile, who has the ability to look at someone and learn important details about them. He really can't read their minds or anything, but his powers let him know the nature of someone and some details about their lives. It has come in handy for a lot of different reasons, but we see him meeting up with Daredevil in Shadowland. The reason why he is here is because for some strange reason, Daredevil wants Moon Knight, and since the profile has a past with Moon Knight, it makes sense to send in the profile to get Moon Knight. Getting back to Moon Knight, we get to learn from him how great things have been for him since he has moved away from being the Avatar to Khonshu, that he has a new house, which we already saw earlier. He moved in with his lady Marlene, and they are madly in love with one another. Everything seems to be okay. He even talks about how there are times he has a personality disorder because he goes by 4 different personas: Mark Spector, Steve Grant, Jack Lockheed, and of course Moon Knight. At the same time, Khonshu is still haunting him and trying to pull him back in to be an avatar again, even though Moon Knight is like, nah, I don't want to. We then pick up with the profile again. I don't know where he is in this section, like what city or country either. He is just somewhere looking for someone who could challenge Moon Knight, kind of seeking out someone to become Moon Knight's doppelganger and going to cause Moon Knight so many problems, and could be someone from Moon Knight's past. That is when we get some pictures that show the past of Moon Knight before he went into the army. I don't know if we have ever seen this done before. When it comes to the character of Moon Knight, we learn that he always had a love for war and violence, but with his dad couldn't accept the actions of his son because of their culture. But we also see Mark Spector influencing his brother Randall to become in love with war. Growing up, Mark Spector couldn't even stay out of trouble in school. He would get into fights so often at school. Once he was old enough, saw a poster about joining the army. Well, of course, he had joined the army, and that was it for him, really. But he never came back home because home did not feel like home to him anymore. At the end of this section, though, we see Khonshu is still constantly trying to pull Mark Spector back into being his avatar once again. Now remember, that Profile is out there looking for someone to become a doppelganger to Moon Knight, which he does find this guy, and we don't get the chance to learn his name until much later, like the next video we pick up with this series and actually finish this series. Either way, we come to find out that this guy used to be in the army like Mark Spector. He also had a wife and 2 kids, so everything was going great for this random guy, except when he went out on one of his tours, something in his DNA unlocked and of course gave him powers. With those powers, he had badly injured some nurse because his powers let him shoot some kind of energy blast out of his eyes. Once that had happened, well, he was kicked out of the army with no pay, and everything began to fall apart for him. Even to the point he left his family. Now at the end of this section, we see that the Profile lies about being an acolyte for Khonshu, and Khonshu is looking for a new avatar. This guy is down to serve a god he just learned about, and his first mission is to kill Moon Knight. We see this random man work quickly when it comes to drawing out Moon Knight so that they can fight and he can replace Moon Knight and be Khonshu's new avatar. He goes out in the world and kills a bunch of random women and then goes on to leave a message for Moon Knight to find. So it is him telling Moon Knight to come and find him and bring it on. There is a point where you had the story do this weird thing. Mark Spector comes home from being Moon Knight. Marlene, the woman he loves, is on the edge of the building falling off, which makes it seem that maybe he is going to save her, except the next page we see Mark Spector and Marlene flying over the city and being madly in love with one another. So it was weird. Getting back to the idea of this random guy who's trying to replace Moon Knight, well, that is when we learn that he is going by the name Shadow Knight. But with word getting out, of course, Mark Spector finds out and knows he has to check up on this. At the same time, you have Khonshu reappear in the mind of Mark Spector to tell him that he was warned about walking away being an avatar. Now someone is out there trying to replace him and he has to stop this fake wannabe Moon Knight. This is where the story kind of gets confusing because out of nowhere you have Mark Spector decide that he needs to save Daredevil. So his next goal is to go into Shadowland and stop Daredevil, since word is getting out about what Daredevil did to Bullseye and the Hand becoming more of a serious group of people in Hell's Kitchen. He is going to do some kind of crime in Hell's Kitchen to get captured and be sent to the prison underneath the Shadowland Fortress. While Mark Spector was doing all of that, well, you have Shadow Knight pretend to be Mark Spector, walk into the home of Mark Spector, and continue to beat down on Marlene. This is where we find out that Marlene was pregnant. So now the baby could be in trouble. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit the like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video.